Welcome back everyone to Donkey Kong Country 2 Diddy's Conquest. I am Marcus and today we are gonna go to the Flying Croc to have our final encounter against K.Rool to finally save Donkey Kong. But apparently before we do that we have to have an intermission in a freaking bramble stage. Because we really did not have enough of these already. Yeah, it's weird to have this kind of diversion right now, because we are literally at the tail end of the game. Only instead of just doing what they did with DKC1 of just having the final stage and move on from there, directly into the boss fight, we're having the final stage, and yeah, we're having one final level before moving to the actual boss fight, and I hope... Oh no, yeah, of course there aren't any freaking DK barrels here. Damn it! You know, it's quite telling when nothing can even go right when we only have one freaking stage to do. It's not like we even have like a ton of a freaking marathon in front of us. It's just this one freaking stage, and with this bonus room, it's basically Leap of Faith, the freaking bonus room. Yeah, like that. Oh my god. Thankfully, we have the cannonball right here, so we can try again. Now, let's go down here quietly. Don't try to rush it, because I'm gonna end up once again falling down like an asshole. There we go. That's the penultimate cram coin, which means we are basically almost done with the stages, with the bonus stages. And I say almost because I think there are some in the Lost World. And now, as a coronation of all of our worries during the playthrough, we have this little, basically a race against this other animal for some reason. Not that I am against it, but this feels kinda like a weird intermission to have when we are basically at the tail end of the game. There we go. They just they got the DK card, but yeah, we have to race this guy here, and we have to win the race. Otherwise, we are pretty much screwed over, and we cannot finish the stage. There is a way. I've seen some Call Me Johnny do like a glitch where you can basically intentionally go and touch the enemy when you have both Kongs. You get hurt, and basically that makes it so that the game skips the trigger to the fight. As I was saying, there's a way basically to glitch the stage and not having the flight against this guy. So if you're really someone that gets tense about it, you can do it. But as you can see, the chase itself is not really that hard, and with that, the stage is done. So let's go make a visit to Wrinkly Kong for the last time. For some reason here you have to pay. Okay, whatever. 3 coins for hints to Captain K.Rool, but yeah. There we are. We are all ready. The final fight against K.Rool finally begins. And here we are with Crocodile Cacophonies as the soundtrack. I freaking love this fight. It's not as memorable as... I feel that Gameplay Galleon is a much better song overall, but Crocodile Cacophony is it's great for the epic feeling. And this is gonna be a very long fight, much harder than the one we had in Gameplay Galleon. Basically, as you can see, Captain K.Rool is gonna shoot us with all these cannonballs, and we have to avoid him. Once he goes all this way back and forth, then we have to basically collect the cannonball, which retracts the spikes, and throw it inside of his gun whenever he decides to start using it, basically as a freaking vacuum. And that was phase 1. The pattern will constantly change with as long as the fight is going. So now he's shooting straight at us. Damn it! Ah, that was bad. This is the easiest one because it's throwing straights, and now we have to basically collect them and throw it in its face. Damn it! But the one thing you have to be very careful about is that its vacuum attack is gonna become much stronger the longer the fight goes. So it's very easy to basically get sucked up into his void, and as you saw, that's what happens if you get too close. It's gonna basically sucker punch you with the gun, and then the thing is over. So this is the pattern that can be the most tricky because it's a bouncing pattern, and bouncing patterns can make people nervous. So be very careful. He's constantly changing every time. And yeah, if you played some recent Nintendo Switch game, these patterns might be very familiar to you. I freaking love what they did. Be very careful because it gets very wide, and then always land in the freaking barrel in order to get your second shot. And now things are gonna get freaking harder. Damn it! Ooh. Yeah, that attack basically freezes you, so be careful. And the guy decides to become invisible, so there's that. It's nice that you get a refill on every single phase, but yeah, can still get awkward. Now we are. If the bouncing stuff, that's just gonna slow us down, making it very difficult to just avoid shit. Let's see if I can actually avoid the last one, but at this point I'm kind of... maybe like this I can. Now these ones will basically revert your controls, and this is a hard section to have the controls reversed because, yeah, like this is what he's gonna do. He's gonna materialize, and we have to run in the opposite direction, otherwise we're gonna basically suck us in. Yeah, having the controls reversed for this part is a pain. But once you have the last shot in, which is gonna delay it like a complete asshole, the fight is over. He's gonna try to fake us out once again, but DK comes in with the giant uppercut. And K.Rool flies out of the crabcopter right down into the sea below, when he's gonna get hit by a bunch of sharks. Damn, this is a brutal freaking death. I knew you could do it, Diddy, my boy, but how could you fail having learned all you know from the whole cranky here? You've rescued that lazy grandson of mine and dumped K.Rool in his own filth swamp. Not bad for a novice. Of course, I'd be sure that K.Rool never tries a trick like this again. I reckon I'd found all the crab coins and completed the so-called Lost World. Oh well, can't expect everything from your first game, can we? One more thing, how many of my special video game hero coins did you find? A real player such as myself would have found plenty, I'm sure. Let's see how well you did, huh? Well, I've got a second screen, and about time too. Now shut up everyone while I read the eagerly awaited result of a prestigious video game hero award. I love this Hall of Fame. Hey, not bad for a youngin'. Course you're going to have to find a few more if you want to be as big a hero as I was. If you want to look at your limited progress on this screen, press the top left and right buttons while you are on any of the map screens. Now buzz off and see if you can find some more of my coins, which I very much doubt you will. And that was Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy Kong's Quest, or was it Diddy's Conquest? Who knows? So yeah, just like the first game, we have a collection here, a reel of all the enemies that we fought, a curtain call of all the enemies that we fought during the game, every sprite running around, and yeah, the credit song is not as good as the one in DKC1. That I think it's unreachable level of greatness, but I do enjoy it. And like this game, we still haven't done entirely with this because we have the Lost World to actually finish, but since we have the credits at this point already, might as well give my impressions, and I fucking love this game. If you saw my top 10 SNES games, you have seen I've put this very high. It was basically on the top echelon because, like, I love the Donkey Kong Country games, and this one to me has done everything it could possibly done entirely right. I love the cast that you get to use because Dixie is just fun as hell to play. I love all the variety in the stages. I love the music. This is the best soundtrack David Wise ever did on the Super Nintendo, and it's just everything right in every single aspect. The variety of the stages is just a great freaking adventure from top to bottom. There really is nothing that can make me feel bad while playing this game. There are some stages that are kind of rough, of course, can't all be winners, but the quality, the jump in quality from the first game is just incredible. They knew what they were doing, they were more comfortable with the character, the movement, the camera and everything, and they gave us a fantastic collection. To me, really, this is the top tier Donkey Kong Country game. Of all the games that I played thus far, this still hasn't been topped. Tropical Freeze came really close, but there's a thing with all the recent games by Retro Studios. They are fine, but they seem like they are trying too hard to be something else. They really wanted to feel like the old Super Nintendo games, to a detriment, I say. It's kind of the same case as New Super Mario Bros. New Super Mario Bros. Is a perfectly fine game. Nothing wrong with that, but it's just there's something that is missing. You kind of feel like the designers are kind of restrained instead of being allowed to go all out. This is what this game did. This game went all out. This game, and even the next one, like, I love DKC3 also. DKC3, I think, gets a lot of shit for no reason, and I can't wait to actually jump onto that game and give my thoughts on it, because I feel many don't give that game its roses. They just focus on the fact that, oh, we are played as a baby Kong with Kitty, and Kitty sucks, so we kind of want Diddy and Donkey Kong back. Why aren't they here? Why are they kidnapped again? And yeah, the story is lame, of course, but what else can you expect? And I think this is kind of a big disservice, because there are so many things that DKC3 does right, exactly as this one. Doesn't come as close. It's not as perfect as this one, but still, yeah. This is where Railway really started to shine and get their characters down. You can clearly see the seeds being planted for what Railway will become during the N64 era. So to me, it started like right at this very moment. I almost slipped into Italian right there for a second. But yeah, this game is absolutely amazing. Yes, Curvy Kong Crew. I love this this text over here. Yeah, now let's give the shout out to all the programmers at Railway. Oh my god, Railway. It's so sad, such a great team of developers basically being chopped off by a major company and then killed with basically no no remorse. These guys were some of the best workers on the Super Nintendo, and these are basically the guys that held high the N64 basically all by themselves, let's be honest here, because the only reason you play N64 is well regarded now is because like you get games like Mario 64 and Zelda Ocarina of Time, which became cornerstone of 3D gaming, but also because Rareware picked up the slack and gave us stuff like GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, Banjo-Kazooie, Conker, and a lot of other stuff. It was just an amazing team, and it's a shame that Nintendo never actually gave them the time of the day. I think really they underestimated what they have with these developers. There are rumors that Miyamoto never actually really enjoyed the Donkey Kong Country games. I don't know if there's some kind of rivalry going on, maybe some kind of unease like what happened with Sega of America and Sega of Europe. I don't know, I'm just... it's just a hypothesis here, my conspiracy theories going on here. But yeah, this was Donkey Kong Country 2. This is honestly a game that if you really want to go back to the Super Nintendo, you have to play this game, absolutely. And this is not over, because the hardest part of the game is about to come. We have a post-game in a platformer, and the next time we meet, we're gonna go through the lost world of Donkey Kong Country 2. I am Markus, take care of yourself everyone, and have a very nice day.